Hey guys, Bitcoin USD, and a quick chart for you. I believe we've had a triggering event and I want to show you something. This is what a risk to reward ratio of 55.4 looks like. Take note of it. We on our base camp are now aggressively long Bitcoin and expecting a pullback post this. So what's happening here? In our view, collectively, according to HVF Method, this was a primer on our access level, which is the midpoint of a far larger pattern. I will go up and show that to you. We, on balance of probabilities, assess that a primer has triggered the main pattern, which was the takeout of this high 3 level, the 2560. The risk on this trade is the entry here at 2449 through to a stop of 2432. So just above 30, just about 50. And we expected that to potentially trigger the H3, which it has done. So it's overperformed this little primer target through there and triggered the main pattern. So this falls into the break and feign category of our larger setup, which I will be showing you. So we'll just publish that as a matter of record. So we are now officially bullish Bitcoin versus the USD and feel that the continuation is justified, and would like to suggest that the possibility of a 55.5 risk reward will be attained to the upside on a basis of a primer setup inside a macro setup. So you can check out this chart later for yourself. I will make it open forum and we'll let that one swing. People can watch and update. It can fail. Like anything, we don't know anything. We have an on balance of probability based events according to our methodology with regards to this. So let's just go back to the primary chart that fed us into it. What is the macro pattern? So we've been watching this for a while and thinking, what are you? Are you an upside? Are you a downside move? And essentially, it's been quite ambiguous, particularly when you take a look at some of the altcoins like Ethereum, which has been very, very relatively weak. It did have quite an aggressive bounce at one point, but generally it's been relatively weak. Litecoin, for example, has been relatively strong, which is something we highlighted on a lot of wedges in a previous post, but I don't want to take you in too many different directions. We're talking about Bitcoin at the initial point, and let's stay with it. So the view is Bitcoin to overperform. So if that has been the triggering event and we have broken and we are now feigning back, some of you getting this later may even still get what I call a second chance late event. By the way, also overperformance is possible in the event of this larger time frame, but I would certainly close at least 60% of the trade at this juncture. The 3,000 mark, the 3,050, so 3,000 will be properly broken on this particular. This is Tether, by the way, which is a USD proxy. There's many different ways, but because Poloniex is a big exchange, I'm doing a lot of charting on it, so I'm using Tether here. It isn't always exactly a dollar. You can look at Bitcoin exactly against a dollar, but then you'll have to look at a different exchange like Coinbase or one of the others, and there's quite a few big spike downs, which I'm not a big fan on technically. So if that primer has indeed given that heads up for this to be a break, we get a feign back. We will later assert with some volume. Indicators that you should typically have that I do believe in are OBV, which include volume, and also you would want to consider volume itself. And if you don't already have a premium account, you might consider it worthwhile having in tradingview.com. There's also Coinergy. I don't get anything from putting these guys forward. I just say do your charting properly, and these are decent platforms. I would like to add volume. Maybe one of you guys. I need some folk to teach me. Oh damn, I didn't mean to do that. You see it's gone and put it on again. I want my histogram back, and I seem to have lost it. So I'll work on getting that. Anyway, I don't want to do all that during the clip. So we want volume in terms of the histogram in there as well. It'll self-confirm also a lot of what's been going on. It's typical for this to potentially happen. We've been over a weekend, so I would imagine some of the bigger volume does come back when we go back through a weekday. So having idled over the weekend and drifted up, it's now looking like it may flag. Does that mean it rips straight away and it's all just over in one quick hunky-dory streak? Absolutely not. This could be a journey that could take ages, an extended period to occur. Everything isn't all just melt up anymore in crypto land. So, you still might be emotionally challenged. Stick to the template and stick to the format, and you may well be well rewarded for doing so. But Bitcoin, in essence, for us is now triggered just by virtue of going through that line. It doesn't matter that it's pulling back. It is now officially a buy for us against fiat. What spoils it, or where does it fail? Quite simply, the full pattern fails here at the 2284. The primer will have been a fail, but that doesn't mean the entire pattern has failed. It could pull back, run the primer, and reset again, and prime again somewhere, and go, and then make the target or pattern. But that's not common. So on balance of probabilities, if the big pattern wins, you'll usually find the little primer pattern has also helped and gone on the way and is not run at a stop level. So while this is pulling back, it just represents value to be bought on the dip anywhere in this range beyond there. We prefer not to chase trades that are going there, because then your risk is getting higher and your reward is getting diminished. So that's a quick head up on Bitcoin against the fiat longs. So you want to be careful on the other altcoins. Bitcoin might overperform as a defensive. Those coins that move with Bitcoin and are substitutes are good. Those that are deemed as possible proxies or alternates, be slightly more circumspect on them. Although if Bitcoin moves generally as the leader of the entire crypto realm, you often get general support in the other coins as well. So just bear that in mind when you're looking at your decisions on portfolio. Don't be short Bitcoin, and if you've not got a real plum coin that you feel really powerfully about, a safe place to be right now is certainly in Bitcoin, in my view. That's what I will be doing. This is not advice, etc., etc., terms and conditions, usual story. Okay, so that's my take on that, and I look forward to seeing what's happened. And I believe we've also had on our axis, which is particularly poignant and suggests that our draw is accurate, a primer wind-up that's done enough to move across quite a thick funnel and trigger the event, and is now breathing before possible greater volume and more bullishness in terms of this. So that's my take. Enjoy. Please rate, share. I value that. I appreciate that. If this is informative to you, it could be informative to others that are also in the realm. I appreciate if you share, and that allows me to continue to do free content like this for you on the channel. So this is the Crypto Sniper, Francis Hunt, saying goodbye, and do not be short the mighty Bitcoin at this point in time. Love you and leave you, and speak to you all soon.